Hey guys, Phil with TOMS Bronco Parts. I want to talk to you guys today about our headers, our long tubes. We offer them in a stainless, we offer them in a coated black, and a polished ceramic coating as well. These black ones I'm going to install on Lawson's Bronco here. We had just recently rebuilt the 351 Windsor in it. These are basically a drop-in application on a 302, 289, 351. There is one little modification on the driver's side you'll have to consider when you're doing these long tube headers in the 351 Windsor application. These headers come with all the hardware needed, gaskets as well, bolts for the collectors. They will come with black header bolts. Obviously with the black, the polished ones, you'll get more of a natural finished bolt head and bolt. They also come with the other side of the collectors that you can weld onto your pipes that'll adjoin to these collectors on the stainless or coated headers. These headers, like I said, on the passenger side, when I install them, the passenger side with your plug wires removed and your spark plugs you can take out or leave in on the passenger side. You have ample enough room. You can slide that header literally down from the top down into the engine bay and mount it up with your hardware and your gaskets. The driver's side is a little more complicated. You'll have to actually remove your clutch pivot linkage on the driver's side, and that's why I have one of these to show you guys. This will have to be removed so that you can actually slide the driver's side header up from underneath the vehicle and up into its space. You may need to disconnect the driveline as well, depending on your lift. Could propose an issue. This has a 3.5-inch lift. I was able to snake it up in there and get it into place. Once these are installed, like I said, the driver's side clutch linkage bell crank assembly, this will need to be bent. This piece here that actually hooks to your push rod and goes back to the clutch fork. This header will be sitting on the motor like this. This will be on the frame like this, and basically this ear of the bell crank assembly will want to hit the tube right here. And so you can't get this hooked up and adjusted right without bending this piece over, and you want to bend it to about a 30-degree angle. And what that'll do is it'll bend it and push it to the outside of this tube so that you can have plenty of clearance. It'll still sweep the same and push on your clutch force the same, so you're not going to change any of your throw. You're just angling that away from the tube so that it'll function properly. And I'll show you guys that when I install this on the driver's side. And I simply put it in a bench vise with a torch, and I'll heat this up to where it gets hot enough to where I can tweak it and actually get it to bend to about a 30-degree angle. Once again, bend it to however you need to get it to clear. On a 289 and a 302, last time I did one, I don't believe I had to do any clearancing other than rounding these corners off, because on a 289 302, this piece will actually fall right in between your valley here between your two tubes. And if I recall right, I just needed to do a little bit of clearancing around here so that when it swings, when you push the clutch in and out, it'll clear this tube. So you should not need to do any heating and bending for the 289 302. So let me go ahead and take a break. I'll start getting these put in on the Bronco, and I'll show you a finished assembly and some pictures of underneath of how this is mounted in place with it bent to clearance for the tube. All right, so I've installed the TOMS Bronco Parts black ceramic headers. The driver side and the passenger side are now on the motor. The passenger side, like I told you before, drops right in. No issues as far as fitment or clearance. I have had a couple customers, depending on application, automatic bell housing maybe, or a heavily casted bell housing where the long tube header snakes around the back of the motor. You may have a little bit of tight clearancing issue there, which can usually be remedied either by grinding a little bit of the casting of the bell housing away or making a small dimple in the header if you feel comfortable with that. The driver's side, like I said before, I had to slip up through the bottom after removing the clutch bell crank assembly. And I'll show you on this side where the assembly, I reinstalled the assembly after mounting the header, and I've tweaked the arm over about a 30-degree angle roughly to clearance the tube. So I'll show you that from underneath if you want to take a look with me. All right, so from underneath here, guys, you can see the clutch bell crank assembly is installed. I've bent it over and you can see how it's clearing the outside of the tube right here where my finger is. And that's what you're trying to achieve, because normally this arm right here would be hitting the top of this tube. So you want to bend it over about a 35 degree angle so that you can achieve clearance on the outside of this tube and everything will still function like normal. So if you guys have any questions about the header install, give us a call. If you would like to share, comment, like, subscribe to our channel, we're gonna have more instructional videos on a lot of our parts. So make sure that you follow along and we'll catch you next time. Thanks, guys.